didn't have a child or a son, what happens? Does she still have the right to own property of the man?
Well, I apologize for coming late to the show today.
You're going to dash us land.
So, for addressing that question, the law doesn't really look at the issue of having a child or not having a child. Once a person is entitled to any right under the law does not consider such a factor because it will be discriminatory. Exactly. Having a child or not having a child is not a matter of the person concerned. Nature can decide to make it that way. And so for that reason, such a person is not supposed to lose his or her rights.
But we've had instances where women are denied these properties, these rights. And I want to ask now, are there punishments for denial of inheritance of or succession rights? Are there punishments, and can we know the punishment?
Yes, there are legal consequences. Whether a person has a child or not, the person is entitled to his or her inheritance or rights under the law. Then on the issue of denying a person his or her entitlements, it is unlawful to just say it. It is unlawful. And under Section 42 of the Constitution, it is discriminatory, and such a person can approach the court to enforce his or her right. So it is not legally justifiable for such a man or a woman, as the case may be, to be denied his or her right. It is unlawful.
Okay, so I feel that the last person that called, you've heard from the barrister, and also barrister, could you please drop your number in case he
and
wants
they
to
also
call
talked
more?
before that. They also talked about a woman leaving the remarrying if she can drop the properties because she has gone to marry a new husband.
Well, we've seen cases like that where maybe the deceased husband's relatives become aggrieved and decide to, pursue the widow to recover such inheritances. The law they do not have any right to recover such inherited property. And then what is advisable, that's where the need to, make one's will arises. We have seen, certain cases like the famous Gandhi Fawemi's last will and testament, where clauses in the will make provision for inheritance or bequest, to some of his wives. And then there are also clauses that in the case of any of them remarrying, they have to, relinquish such inheritances to the family.
So my question is this. Let's speak in lay terms for these rural women to understand. So the question is, if they were married and then unfortunately they lost their husband, so are you saying that they have the right to remarry with their late husband properties? They have to go with it, or they have to give it to their in-laws? Well,
of course, they are entitled to keep the property because they inherited it. They have inherited it legally. And so nobody can... I know that looking at it from the moral angle, that human factor is there, to try to say, why will our wife, in the African, setting, take our wealth to go and, enjoy with another man? But the truth is that where one has legally entitled any property or any asset, any inheritance, that person has a right to dispose of the property, to use it in any way he or she desires to use it.
Thank you very much, Barrister. I wish you were here.